Over the course of my filmmaking career, I find that often the question, how do I make a good video, comes up. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, a lot of people will often look at their favorite YouTubers and try and figure out how they've achieved such high levels of success. Often the question, how do I make a good video, is paired alongside of the question, do I need a good camera, and what kind of software should I buy? A lot of YouTubers have tackled this in regards to their own personal preference and how they decide to go through the creative process, so I'm not going to do that here. Instead, I'm going to talk about something a little bit more fundamental in regards to forming narration in your earlier videos. If you are interested in learning what kind of camera gear you need for higher end production, I encourage you to go check out Devin Graham of Devin Supertramp fame and his new series on his personal channel, which deals with what sort of cameras you should buy, what kind of equipment you need, and how to use that and move forward through the filmmaking process. I'll link his channel below. So what I'm going to focus on today is what I call solo filmmaking and finding your narrative. This video is for those people who haven't had a whole lot of background in filmmaking and want to get into video production, or for those who have had channels before and want to increase their viewer response and improve their production quality. Now, in my personal experience, I've had to do a lot of things on my own, which can be very difficult, but I think I've learned a few key things that can help you as you get started. Now, when you first get interested in film, the most important thing is to actually go out and make something. It doesn't matter if the quality is terrible. You can use an old point and shoot, you can use a phone, it doesn't really matter, whatever you have on hand. One of my biggest mistakes and regrets is that when I was younger, I made a lot of excuses about why I couldn't make stuff because of the equipment I had, and it cost me valuable time in learning how to create and engage in the creative process. If you can, you should try and find someone to mentor you. YouTube has a ton of great resources, but getting hands-on experience is always better, because then you can track your progress through the videos that you create. Now, if you have a class that you can take on the fundamentals of shooting and editing, that's even better to get you started. I took 2 production classes at my college, and that's kind of what kickstarted me into my filmmaking career. Once you know the basics, go out and try and find work. It could be for a school event, it could be for the city, it could even be for a friend's wedding. The important thing is to find a community that allows you to engage in filmmaking processes. I got an internship a few years back by calling a TV station and then showing up the next day and doing an interview. Now, while I was there, I learned a lot about my process and learning how to do filmmaking on a grander scale, but most importantly, I learned how to work with a team. Working by yourself can be a challenge as you have to do all parts of production on your own, so any collaborative work you can get is very important to hone your skills. Now, you might be thinking, how does this apply to me? I have no one to work with, I haven't had a whole lot of experience, and I'm just trying to make a good video. Well, throughout my time freelancing, interning, and working on short films, I've learned one really important thing. You need to be able to tell a narrative. Now, this is a skill that's transferable between feature film, news production, and even posting weekly YouTube videos. So what do I mean by narrative? Just telling a story? It's a little simpler than that. A narrative is something that engages with the viewer throughout the entire course of the video. If you're making a sketch, it's definitely telling a story because you have a beginning, middle, and end with conflict and resolution. But if you're doing other kinds of videos such as a vlog or a how-to or a myriad of other kinds of videos, it's finding something for the viewer to connect with that draws them in and holds their attention until the end. If you look at some of the top vloggers, you can understand this narrative process a little more. They may give you a catchy title and then guide you through their discussion or their day or whatever it might be to have you see from their perspective. If you can learn how to understand this narrative form, it'll help your videos to be a lot better. Ultimately, the type of video that you're going to create is going to hinge upon what sort of narrative style you want to use. If you're going to do a compilation, a list video, or even a video game kind of channel, you're not really going to have a narrative process. But if you're doing a vlog, how-to, or a sketch, you're going to have some sort of narrative that you need to follow. So I encourage you to look at your top favorite YouTubers, figure out what their narrative process is, and apply what you learn to your own videos. So my personal philosophy is that narrative is the most important part of video production. Find a type of narrative that fits your style and genre and go with it. After that, you can worry about what kind of equipment you want to buy. I used all sorts of equipment that my school had and what I could scrounge up. A lot of it was homemade until I could figure out what I wanted and actually save up the money to buy it. Once you have a narrative style that people can connect with and follow, you're going to make videos that are a lot better than someone who has a really fancy camera but can't actually produce anything of quality. So that's my brief opinion on what you need to know to get started in filmmaking, even with bad equipment. At some point, I'll make a video talking about my personal experience with production and who I am as a filmmaker. And if you guys want to hear my opinion and advice on different YouTube formats, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So I'm planning to have a new video short out this week, as well as more vlog-style videos about me and production. So if you like and subscribe, you can catch all the latest news on that, as well as following me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Zach Roth. And don't forget to go check out Devin's new series on his channel, because his videos are really awesome and we can all learn a lot from him. Alright, that's it for this video, so go out and make something and I'll catch you next time. Peace.